Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this episode of Mark's Garage. We're here with the 2024 Triumph Scrambler 400X. What we're going to do is we're going to get at the air filter, and I'm going to show you what you need to do to be able to access that. I'm going to put a new filter in today, and this will give you the step-by-step on properly taking care of that. And this follows a number of other maintenance videos that I've done on the Triumph Scrambler, and I'll be sure to put links in the description for those other services that we've done. That includes the crankcase oil change, that includes the chain maintenance, proper lubrication, the chain slack adjustment, all those kind of things. So that's coming up next. Glad that you're along. Let's go do this. All right, step number one is we need to remove both the passenger seat as well as the rider seat. So we're starting with our key. We're getting to the, insert the key there, turn that, and we take off the passenger seat. Then what we've got here, we've got two bolts, and we're going to take off these two seat bolts. That'll allow us to remove the rider seat. All right, the two bolts here on the rear of the seat, these are 5mm hex. So we're going to loosen those. That's what those look like. All right, now we'll be able to remove this seat. You can see the seat has that little spot there, and that's where that fits in, just behind the tank. So, there we go. The air cleaner is located here right behind this right side cover. So we need to remove the cover, and to do that, right up here, there's one bolt that we're going to have to undo, and then we can remove the cover. We'll show you how to do that. All right, right here is that 5mm hex bolt that we need to remove, related to the side cover. There we go. Want to make sure we don't drop that. There it is. Here's a quick tip for folks when you're working with removing screws and bolts that are kind of hidden. What you can do with your tool here is you can grab a magnet. I'm using this little parts tray magnet, and just get that tip of that magnet magnetized so that when you are removing a screw, it will not fall down into a spot you may not be able to retrieve. So there you go. Now that we've got this bolt removed right here, we can take off the side cover. And so what you want to do is, there's a grommet here and a grommet here, and then just a slot down here. So what we want to do is just kind of pull this forward toward me. There we go. So that grommet came out on that side is off, and then it's a matter of just lifting this off the, there we go. So here's what's going on. That was on the bottom. Here's your two grommets, this one, and of course that's where the bolt was removed. So that gives us access right here to what we're after, and there's a couple things we need to do to get things out of the way to get at this. With this side cover removed, it's a great opportunity to get this cleaned up, where you can get all the edges. You can even clean the inside there where they might get some dust. So take the time to just get that cleaned up. All right, we're now using our 4mm hex to remove this one bolt that's holding this bracket. Hopefully the magnetic trick here will do its job. I'm sure it will. This can also just, yeah, worked out nice. And then this whole assembly can kind of get moved away here. And there's one clip over here that opens up. You can take out this. All right. And then that should give us just enough room here. Yeah, just enough room to have access to these 4 bolts. So let's do that next. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the bolts we're going to take off. Make sure you don't drop them. There we go. Look at that. The magnet trick is working. All right. 2 more. There we go. Sweet. Okay, now we can basically get this cover out of the way. And so just remember the orientation of that with this little clamp on the right side, okay? And now what that does is it gives us a good opportunity to basically lift this out of the way. Actually, this cover comes off. Okay, from the boot. The boot can move over here, and that basically now gives us access to the filter, which is right here. All right, so we have access to the air filter, and you want to just kind of work the outside edges toward the middle just to loosen that up a little bit. And then if you get your fingers on the inside, you should be able to grab it. There we go. And then making just enough room for everything here. Get that out of the way. There we go. So everything's a little bit tight, but if you take your time, it'll all find its way. You can get it out. There we go. A little bit at a time. There. All right, so there's our air filter. It actually looks, let's see here, looks okay. Yeah, a little bit dirty in the middle. As it should, it's doing its job, so let's put a new one in. Triumph does have a part number and a kit. It's called a Triumph Periodic Service Kit, and within that, I'm going to open this up. Just a few things. It's interesting. They do provide an air filter. They do provide an O-ring, and that is for the cover related to the oil change. And let's see. Oh, and then of course this here is your filter related to the oil change. So it's just 3 parts. It doesn't include all those other O-rings that Triumph wants you to change, but it's those 3 items: oil filter, O-ring, and the air filter. So let's put this new air filter in. All right, here's our brand new air filter. It goes in this way. So let's get that reinstalled. There we go. We've got that seated all the way down. Now we can put everything back together. That's awesome. Okay, we will start by getting this back in position. Just to show you, this plate here does have a spot where it says top right there. So that's where you want to orient this. Okay, so the cover's in position. We'll take this hose, the air hose, and we'll get that back into the, let's see here, we'll take that, yeah, that goes right into the top of that cover. Seals like that. There we go. Now we can put our screws in. All right, we've got all the screws in position. We're just going to go in a cross pattern, tighten those up there. I think we're all set. All right, good to go. Well, now we can get this reattached. Here's our little cable holder. We'll get that back in there like that. There. And now we can position the bracket to reinstall that right there. All right, before we put the side cover back on, I'm going to share with you one more tip here. This is plumber's silicone grease, and what I'm going to do is just apply just an ever so slight amount to these grommets right there. And what that'll happen is the finger on the cover that goes into that grommet will just slide in there a little bit. It won't be so sticky, won't be so difficult, and it'll make it easier for getting off next time. At the very bottom, there's a rubber tip also that cover slides over, so we're going to put just a little bit of silicone grease on that. So I think we're all set there. All right. All right, our side cover is all cleaned up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to slide that bottom finger over that. There we go. And then get our grommets lined up here. There's that one. Boom. And here's that one. Now we can put that bolt back in the top. All right, now we'll get this 5mm bolt back in. This is the one at the very top of the side cover. And we'll get that fitted in there. There we go. Good. That's it. All right, let's get our seats reinstalled. So again, here's this little pocket. That fits right in there. Like that. And then this sits down on these bosses. We'll get the screws reinstalled there. One there. One there. There we go. Just hand snug. There we go. Now we can, so there's two little tabs here and they fit under these hooks. And then of course this point, so here's the tabs, that tab, and then of course the point right here fits down into that locking mechanism. So we'll get go. There. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Mark's Garage and learning about the Triumph Scrambler air filter, the access, where it's at, how to get at it, and really appreciate all those subscribers out there who are watching the content. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe. That would be awesome, and really appreciate that. So, as always, and until next time, take care.